So, don't hit rewind. It's always a good time with this trans man. It's always a good time with Zion.
What's good? What's going on? Yes, I got the same outfit on because this is my second video for the day. But we're gonna hop right into it. As y'all can see from the title, I'm talking about weird shit friends have done. Past friends. I'm not friends with none of these people no more. But weird shit that friends have done. I'm just gonna be thinking of random stuff from my past. Let me see. Yeah, so I had these two friends, right? They married. As far as I'm concerned, they still married. I have no idea because I don't have their social media or nothing no more, and I use a different Instagram now. But yeah, when I knew them, they was married. Around my age, we pretty much the same age. I might be a couple months older than one of them and a couple months younger than the other. Something like that. So they had their own little crib, right? And I would come and visit and hang out with them sometimes, or they would come to where I was at, where I am now. Or we would just be chilling, talk on the phone. I was mostly friends with the girl. It was a girl and a guy. I was mostly friends with the girl because she had been my friend way back when we was like 12, 13 years old. We was playing soccer together. And we was friends up until, because we did have a falling out. We was friends up until like sophomore year. I was on some crazy shit back then. I'm not gonna lie. So I take accountability for the friendship ending the first time. But the second time around, hell no. Second/third time. I'm not gonna lie. The second and third time I was kind of kissing ass a little bit. But, because I had a tendency to do that. It's something I had to work on, but I was definitely kissing that second and third time around, because looking back, I'm like, nah, I wasn't tripping. I was on some weird shit. One thing being that the girl, I had a crush on her when we was in high school, but I didn't tell her about it because I was like, I don't think she swing that way, and I care more about the friendship more than anything. And if I tell her I like her and some shit, so she start acting weird or whatever, I didn't want to fuck it up over me saying something, so I kept it to myself. And plus, she was dating guy after guy after guy anyway, so I was just letting her do that. So we was talking about it when we became friends again, as we were 21-ish, and going into us being, or me going to, 21-ish. That was mainly when our friendship started, when we was 21 and 21. Because I had invited her to my 21st birthday dinner, and she brought her man. But she always held on to a lot of the shit from high school, like people we used to know, and I feel like most of the time when we talk, that's all she want to fucking talk about, which I don't blame her because that's all we had to talk about. But high school wasn't the easiest time for me, so after a while, I was kind of getting sick of this shit. Like, damn, can we talk about our present goals or something? Like, high school for her and high school for me was two different things, so I feel like to her, it wasn't that big a deal talking about it, but I was like, I don't want to keep talking about how I felt like I was a loner, how I felt like I struggled to fit in. Then I have the best luck with dating and shit like that. Looking back now, none of that shit was fucking important, but especially the dating shit, because none of these niggas or bitches was shit. Like, they wasn't. But it still would have been nice to have a more pleasant experience, you know? But she held on to all that, mainly about the part of me liking her, and she used to tease me about it. And be like, oh, why didn't you say something? I'm like, I didn't think you was into the girls. And she'd be like, because I was still identifying as a female at the time. So, yo, you don't know that. You could have just said something, blah, 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 blah. And she'd be sitting on the phone flirting with me, trying to keep it cute, though, because sometimes her man would be around, asking me questions about her body, what I thought about her body, what I liked about her body type shit. Like, I just feel like if you, I don't know if I mentioned this before, my mind is tripping, but she married. She was married. She probably still is married, but when I was friends with him, she was married. Why are you asking me questions like that when you got a whole man for one, and is legally binded to this man at that. Your ring falling down the sink or whatever the fuck happened to it don't mean nothing. You still married. And you asking me shit. I was a single man, like, and you asking me shit like that, that's weird as fuck. And I used to be like, nah, because like I looked at him at one point in time, like, not as a brother, like we didn't get to the point where we was that close, but I was really starting to fuck with him because he was mad cool, and I liked being around him because I was coming into my masculinity, and I feel like he was really like, just like hella masculine, like how I was trying to be. So I kind of looked up to him a little bit. You feel me? But she used to ask these weird questions and shit, and then a topic of having a threesome came up and all this shit, and I could tell he was really fucking with it. I'm like, if he was fucking with it, that'd be one thing, but he's clearly uncomfortable, and I'm not trying to make him feel uncomfortable. Like, why are you doing all this weird shit? And then it's like she wouldn't let go of the fact that I liked her at one point in time. And was she fine as fuck? Is she still fine as fuck? Yes, she is. But was not about to be the one trying to overstep and cross boundaries when I know you a married woman. Like, even if you wasn't married, just the fact that you just a nigga. When we stopped being friends the first time, we stopped being friends right before she met him, and we would still sit at the same lunch table though, cause our friends was still there. So I used to be hearing about him. I knew about him years before we became friends again, and she told me about him and I met him. I knew he existed. I'm like, nah, you got all this history with this nigga. Like, I'm not trying to overstep that. Do I wish maybe I had said something like she kept telling me? Yeah, but it is what it is. You wasn't the one for me. It's okay. Talking about, oh, he said you gotta pay him for all this shit. I'm like, yo, who said we doing all of that? Who said we doing all of that? And it's like she used to tell me when they would be fucking and stuff. It was like she was trying to make me jealous. And I used to be like, yo, why is you doing that? And then she'd be like, yo, you cleared up your face a little bit. And I don't know what other shit she said. She wasn't really, she claimed I was light-skinned. Some people think I'm light-skinned, some people don't. But she'd be like, nah, I'm not really into the light skins like that. But like, if you cleared your skin a little bit, because y'all know I got like an acne problem. And some other shit she said. Or maybe like, well, if I was post-op, because I'm not post-op or anything. I'm still pre-op, the top and the bottom. Then I would have fucked with you. Or, you know, God, you would be like on a scale of 1 to 10, you'd be like an 8, 9 to me. Because she was trying to help me with my confidence and shit the same way he was. But it was like she would say all this weird shit. And I remember one time, one of the times that really pissed me off was when she was like, she was on the phone and I could hear him, like he sounded like he was hella close to him. Like, why does nigga sound like he laying on her titty or something? Like, that's how close he sound. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Then she gonna tell me later on, oh yeah, we was fucking. I said, what? But I didn't hear that. I said, so we know how to fuck quietly. Da 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 da. I'm like, you are not. Cause I'm like, you sound like you dragging this shit. But at the same time, who the fuck does that? You can't just get off the phone, do what you gotta do, and call me back? I don't understand. I was like, this girl did not just say we was fucking. That's why this nigga sounded so damn close. Like, huh? It's like she wants to be like, damn, he gets to fuck her and all this. She's like, yeah, we have sex every day. Da 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 da. I'm like, yo, why is you telling me all of this? Did I ask? And it's like when you keep talking so like centrally, like of course my mind gonna start wondering about different shit. I can't help it. Like what the? And I'm like, it made it really hard to be around them. This nigga used to. This is what I'm saying. Like being around young people when they date be annoying as fuck to me because I feel like certain things you should not do. Yeah, I don't give a fuck who that's your partner, your FWB, whatever the fuck they are to you. I feel like you should have a certain level of respect when you're around your friends or your family. And no need for you to be smacking ass and all this. That's OD. One kiss here and there, okay. But don't overdo it. Even that, like, it's like, don't be doing too much. If you're gonna hold hands, that's one thing. The hug, one thing. That's nothing too crazy. But like, all this extra shit, like y'all about to be looking for, like y'all need a room type shit. Nah, like that's awkward and uncomfortable as fuck. And I wish people would understand that that's a problem I've run into a few young couples. With older couples, I don't have to worry about shit like that because they mature and they don't be trying to do all the most in front of people and shit. And I wish more people my age was like that. Like, have some respect. Goddamn. Like, I come from a culture like that is probably a lot more conservative than I am as a person, but I agree with some of that shit when it comes to PDA. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Used to be smacking her ass, doing all this extra. I remember I came in my room one time. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve, and the dude's little brother came with him too. So I'm like, I bet no problem. Your little brother can be here. Like, it's cool. They in my room. I went downstairs. I come up. I see them kissing shit. Y'all not about to be doing all that in my room. I don't give a fuck. Y'all better go outside and do that shit. You're not to be doing that in my room. And your brother's sitting right there. Your brother like 7. He don't need to be seeing all that. You smacking her ass and shit right in front of him. He don't need to be seeing that. That is not okay. Talking about, oh, he used to it. I don't give a fuck what he used to. That's not appropriate for a little kid. It's like y'all don't got no fucking sense or nothing. Y'all think y'all could just do whatever the fuck. No, that's just not cute. Like different shit like that they was getting real weird. And I'm like, nah, there's a time and a place for everything. And I feel like y'all keep intentionally doing shit in front of me to try to make me feel some kind of way, and I don't like that. I went out of my way to respect the relationship, but they was taking that shit too far. And I remember one time she wanted to hang out. He was going to look at, I forgot what them shits is called, but like when they be doing the racing shit at night, he was going on one of them shits. So she didn't go with him. She came to hang out with me for the day. So we went to the mall and we went out to eat and took a walk. We went to Whole Foods. We went to a bunch of random shit that day. Just vibing, hanging out. Yeah, we went to her mother's crib for a little bit, playing because her mother got some dogs there, one of her dogs that she had when she was still living there. So we was vibing out. I love dogs. I mean, I'll go anywhere there's fucking dogs at. Then we went out. Then we was on our way to the mall by Barnes and Nobles type shit. And then her nigga called, and she asking, like, checking on her and shit. And she like, yeah, I'm with Aiden right now, and you could hear the disappointment in his voice, like, oh, da-da-da-da. And I think he felt some kind of way that it was just us two. Like, nigga, we've hung out individually, or just us several times. This ain't nothing new. Like, what? I'm like, if there's anybody you gotta be worried about, it's your bitch, not me. Cause like, I know you know that different guys that try to get back on her. That ain't nothing new. You gotta find ass women. Like, that shit's gonna come with it. What it's about is how she reacts to this shit. Like, there's only so much you can do. Cause sometimes, in my experience of dating people, even if they, in my experience, when I was a female, I've had people flirt with me when I had a whole big ass coat looking bummy as hell, trying to get my number. Sometimes they don't care. So like, and when they actually looking good, like, that's bound to happen. And yeah, as niggas, we don't like that shit, but it kind of is what it is. We know how men are. Like, I mean, both sides know, but like, we really know. And it's like, what did you even, like, I felt like he wanted to take it all out on me. I'm like, I'm not the one you need to be irritated with. You need to be checking on your bitch. You'll be flirting and all this shit behind your back, trying to be slick with it on the phone type shit. And I was like, yo, that shit is OD. And she used to hit up her other ex just to piss him off and throw in her face that she was married now. And you could tell he felt some kind of, why, if you were so, like, well off with your life and you're in this marriage and school and all this whatever, why do you feel the need to hit up people from your past and shit on Instagram like you bored or something when your nigga at work? Why do you feel the need to do that? I don't understand. Like, cause I'm like, are you not over them? Cause those were some bums she was dealing with. I would never call the nigga if she would now a bum, cause he not no bum. Like, he work and all that. Like, he not no bum. But like, why are you entertaining old hoes? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I don't know if a nigga knew, but if he did, like, if I were him, I would feel some kind of way about that. Like, you're not about to be hitting up nobody that's from your... Nah, we're not doing that shit. But yeah, that's a lot of the weird shit them two was on. I say him too because it's like he was completely refusing to accept the fact that it was mainly coming from her end. Like, it was obvious I was getting visibly uncomfortable being around her because it was making my feelings like, I'm like, yo, you need to stop doing this shit. Like, it's like you trying to turn me on and me feel some kind of way on purpose. And I'm like, I don't like that. And we had a conversation about it one time. Like, if y'all could stop doing certain shit in front of me, I'd appreciate that. Because it's making me like, it's uncomfortable. It's bringing up memories of how I used to feel about your current girl. Like, that's crossing the line. I'm not trying to feel like that. I was trying to keep it cool, like, on some real shit. And I remember the last time I saw this nigga, I came over to their crib that day. And he wasn't there at the beginning. He came at like 4 o'clock after his shift at his job. And he went downstairs to play his game and vibe out. And we were upstairs watching a movie or whatever. And he went out to get pizza or something. Brought the pizza back. I'm sitting watching a movie with his bitch while he downstairs. I was like, yo, what the... Yo, this shit is crazy. But like, when I was leaving, he was standing in the corner staring me down. Like, thank God this nigga is leaving. And then she told me one time, oh, he been acting different now. He been trying to do more for me because he feel like I talk to you all the time. I'm on the phone with you all the time. I'm hanging out with you all the time. I'm like, that's what I'm fucking here for? To make your nigga act right? What kind of fuck shit is that? Something wrong with him. Like, he ain't no bum, but something wrong with him. It sound like you're not satisfied. That's what it's giving. But I'm like, I wasn't trying to cause no mess or none of that. But it wasn't helping matters. He was starting to feel a type of way about me. And like, he felt threatened by my presence. And from a toxic point of view, I'm like, oh, I made a cis man feel threatened by my presence. But from a non-toxic point of view, that's not what I'm here for. That's not why I'm taking these shots every week and all this other... That is not what I'm here to do. Please. Being trans is way more than that. Lord have mercy. But he felt threatened by my presence, and I was starting to sense that shit. So us being friends was starting to go like... Because he thought I was trying to take her. And I'm like, nah. Like, she be teasing and all this shit, which I don't think is right. But I'm like, she wouldn't leave you for me. Because you got a lot of shit I don't got together right now. And for certain females, that's the criteria, and I wasn't fitting the criteria. So I'm like, nigga, you got nothing to worry about. She not gonna leave because of X, Y, and Z. So relax, my nigga. Relax. Just keep doing all this extra shit you doing that you apparently wasn't doing before. But yeah. And another thing she used to do was like try and piss me off on purpose just to get a reaction out of me. She kept doing it consistently, like saying outlandish things. But that's crazy because I can't remember any of the things she said. But we used to get into it. Like, we would be having a good time, and then she would say some dumb shit that she knew was going to piss me off. I know it was something regarding my culture. It was different shit. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? I thought you had more sense than this. And then she told me it was an experiment. Why the fuck are you treating me like you in a psychology or sociology class or something, and you taking notes? Oh, I said this to Eden today, and he said da 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 da. The fuck? That's weird. Like, what do you like? Why can't you just be a normal ass friend? Why are you trying to like experiment and then low key being messy with me when you got a whole nigga? That don't make no sense. Trying to get me and my feelings about you when you taking, huh? Come again. And when she told me that experiment shit, I thought about it. I was like, nah, fuck it. And I ended the friendship. And she was trying to fix it. I was like, I can't do this. And a couple months later, I was like, did I overreact? This is my BPD thinking. Did I overreact? Did I just have a big explosion? Because that's how it was in high school when we first started being friends. So I was like, did I do that shit again? And I got into my head about it, and I tried to reach back out to her, and we talked for a couple of months. Not even a couple of weeks. And then I asked her some random question one day. I just remember asking her a question, and I don't remember what her answer was. I don't remember yet. I know I asked her something. She gave me her answer, and either she stopped talking to me after that, or I said something and then she stopped talking to me after that. And the next thing I know, I checked to see if she was still following me, and she wasn't. So I unfollowed her and blocked her, and I got a whole different account now. So that was the last time we talked. We haven't spoken since then. That last time I wasn't talking to her nigga either, because she was like, well, he don't fuck with you, all these other people don't fuck with you. I'm like, I don't really care, because I'm like, half of these people I was never friends with to begin with. I only cared about my friends with you, with your nigga, and with one of the other girls that we was all not all friends with, that the other girls and I were friends with. But when it came to this one other girl that I was cool with, I'll just add this in real quick, because she was on some weird shit too. I did some really like mean shit, and like I was starting to grow apart from her in high school, and my impulsive ass kind of broke up the friendship through text right at the beginning of the pandemic, which was really like an asshole move on my part. But it is what it is. I did what I did. With my best friend, my best friend at the time, my new best friend at the time, this dude. If y'all scroll back far enough and I talk about my toxic ex-best friend, this is who this was when we were still cool. He stopped being friends with her around the same time I did. I don't know. I sent her some stupid ass picture. It said some words on it. She's like, "What do you mean?" And then I made a segue into us not being friends, not wanting to be her friend no more. And it was really fucked up. And she was really sad about it for a long time, understandably, because we have been friends for like 6 years, and I threw it all away because he was falling out of touch a little bit because she had said something I didn't like. And maybe I was right to feel the way I did, but I shouldn't have went about it the way that I did. That's not the way you end a friendship. That was stupid. That was immature on my part. But what she had said was, I was going through a lot of shit with my family, and I was venting to my friends because I wasn't in therapy yet. I didn't get into therapy until I was 19. And I got someone in my family to help me pay for it, because my mom was not going to put me in therapy. I was going through a lot of shit, depression, things like that, abuse and things like that. So I would vent to my friends about it. As an adult, I realized that not everyone can handle all that, like trauma dumping and shit. Like, you gotta be careful who you tell things to, and make sure it's okay first before you just start talking about shit. Like, it depends on who the friend is. So I completely understand her feeling overwhelmed by what I was saying, but at the time, like, the way she worded it and told my friend who told me, it was like she made it seem like my problems weren't that important. I was doing too much. I was overreacting, and that she just didn't care, wasn't interested in hearing about what her alleged best friend was going through when I needed like support and shit, and like just like a hug or something, just someone to be there for me, because I didn't really have nobody. Like day in, day out type shit at school. So it's like I didn't mean to put all my problems out there like that, but at the same time I was like, I want my best friend who's saying ain't my best friend, and it's like I need support, someone to tell me it's gonna be okay. And if it was you telling me about your family or anything you ever told me about your family, I was always open ears, no matter how serious or unserious it was, how long or short it was. So I feel like because I opened myself in that way, I wish she had did that more. And if she had just been like, I'm not always available like mentally to hear this, I would have understood more. But she kind of shrugged it off, was like, I'm tired of hearing about this shit, da da da. Like, she said something like that, and then my other best friend told me, and I was like, the fuck? And I think I held on to that for months, and then decided to go about it the way that I did. And that was my problem. Like, the way the BPD, it's like you do one thing to fuck some shit up, and then it's like I crash out in like different ways. But like, I find different ways to crash out, and that's how I chose to do it that time. That's the way I went about it was wrong, like I said, but feel like as far as how she made me feel, I was justified to feel that way. But yeah, fast forward, I tried to fix shit the same time when I was trying to fix shit with the couple the first time, when I hadn't talked to them in a minute. And I convinced her to hear me out, to give me the chance to apologize, because I was genuinely sorry. And I felt like she was really willing to hear me out, because when we came to this agreement, I was like, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you in person. I wanted to do it right. I asked her if she could come over. She came over Christmas morning, and lied to her mother and said she was going to ShopRite when she was really coming to see me, because she knew if she said she was coming to see me, her mother would flip. Understandably, at the time, and she lucky her mother not like my grandma, who be knowing when ShopRite opened, because they wasn't open that day. It was Christmas morning. It wasn't one of the joints that was open. So she came. She's like, do you want to tell me the car? I was like, I'd rather you come inside so we could sit down and like talk for a little bit. So we came in. I explained why I did what I did. I explained I should have gone about it the way that I did. I just came out about everything around that time. She accepted my apology. I apologized. She accepted my apology. So I thought we were cool. I was naturally letting her come to me when she wanted to talk and hang out and shit like that, and just letting the friendship build itself back up naturally. But when I got into it with the couple, because she was friends with the girl mainly too, I told her, yeah, I guess in her head she was thinking what happened in high school was happening all over again, but that wasn't the case. I was like, I'm not about to be friends with someone who thinks it's cool to be doing experiments on me and trying to make me feel some kind of way towards her relationship and her man and all this weird goofy shit. Like, I wasn't about to do that. So I told her, if you don't see me responding to group chats, because I can't be her friend no more. I don't know if I went into super details. Like, I'm not trying to drag you into this. And she was like, I don't want to be in the middle. I'm like, I'm not trying to put you in the middle. I'm just letting you know, since we all three of us have been hanging out, that it ain't about to be that no more. That's all I'm saying. I still want to be your friend. I don't care if you're her friend or not. That's none of my business. I just want to make sure that you and I are cool, because I put so much effort into making sure you and I are cool again. So I'm thinking she understood. Next thing I know, she unfollowed me. I know she went and talked to the bitch. She unfollowed me. I said, why'd you unfollow me? No response. And we never spoke again. So I was like, it felt like y'all came around and was cool with me just to turn around and try and do some shit back to me. And I was like, if that was what this was going to be, then y'all should have just never let me back in the first place, because I was coming from a genuine place. I was trying to put the high school shit behind us, because I was a whole different person back then. I hadn't been diagnosed with anything yet. And I was just lashing out, doing different shit. And I was getting myself together in college. I had a therapist. I was on medication at certain points. Like, I was really trying to fix myself so I could be a good person to anybody who deserved it. And I feel like they just let me back in just to try and turn it back on me, do the same shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Not the same exact thing in the same exact way, but just find a way to do some fucked up shit back to me. And I was like, what did we do all that for? That's so stupid. You know, and that's why I'm like, I look at it as weird behavior. Like, I got more stories, like, from other people and stuff, like other experiences, because I haven't had the best luck with friendships, so I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm trying to hold on to what I got now. But like, damn, it's like they didn't deserve what happened in high school, but like, we grown now. Why are we still on some weird shit as adults? You feel me? But yeah, so I'm gonna leave that at right there. That was basically all I had to say about those people. Yeah. But thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. I feel good that I got 2 videos today. I'm just gonna upload shit like I did for Vlogmas, just be uploading as much as I can, because eventually it started getting views. Just boom, a bunch of videos. So I'm gonna brainstorm what I'm gonna talk about next. But yeah, Comment down video ideas if y'all got any. As y'all know, I'm home for a minute, so just name some shit, and if I could do it, I'll do it. But this felt good to get off my chest, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I ain't trying to start no drama. I don't be mentioning names of people or none of that. The only person I ever did that to, y'all already know. I say this every time. That's the only person who generally deserves to have their name and picture up on some shit. Because even with my ex-best friend, I kept it cute and I covered his face up. And I didn't give out his real name, but this other person, I'm not going to say their name right now. That shit's on my page. You already know. I blasted the fuck out of that nigga. But, yeah, some more story time.
Get a little dance with the kid, little dance with the kid. Get a little motion with the kid, turn up real quick. For the kings, they doing this shit.